calm, controlled, efficient. And with 11 games to go, they are now 11 points clear. And I say about the weekend being significant because look what happened behind Liverpool this weekend. Arsenal beaten, Forest losing at Newcastle, and of course Manchester City losing here. For them now it feels like a race very much for a top 4 finish, or maybe even top 5, and it's a congested race as well. Maybe even Brentford can force their way into that conversation. They won again this weekend. Back-to-back victories for Spurs. Good win for Crystal Palace across London at Fulham. 2-2 it finished between Everton and Manchester United. And significant victories for West Ham and indeed Wolves, putting some daylight between themselves and the bottom 3. So there is no Premier League. They are a long way from done yet. But that 11-point lead is starting to look unassailable, despite the fact we're still only in February. 2-0 win here. City with double the number of shots, but managed to amass a total of XG of 0.63 from 16 shots, which tells us they were pretty low-quality chances that came their way. Liverpool content to sit back, 34% possession, the lowest they've had in the league this season, and in fact the lowest they've had when winning a game in the Premier League since they started.
Welcome back inside our studio. Robbie Mustoe, Robbie Earle, Rebecca Lowe with you. Robbie Mustoe, feels like a big day.
It does, doesn't it? And I kind of definitive, isn't it, really? And I think from the commentary and what they said about it, the way that John Champion summed up kind of City at the moment, and how impressive that was from Liverpool's side that have shown us over, what are we now, 27 games? They can win in an expansive way, an exciting way, an attacking way, and they can win in other ways where they're OK to sit back and suffer a little bit in terms of working and not having the ball, which, as we know, is not nice. Like, that's not enjoyable, but they're happy to do that, and they've got the power, the strength to win in that way, and in the other way I've just talked about. They've got a special player in Mo Salah. And just the football club, Rebecca, you know, the job that the club's done. Richard Hughes is director of football, talking about recruitment and decisions. He brings in Arne Slot. They do very little, spend very little money. Chiesa, $16 million in the summer, nothing in January. The manager, over a period of time, has figured out what he's got in terms of what his players can do, so he can play a system like that, where he can trust Jones and Szoboszlai to play as false nines, if you like, because he knows their attributes will work well in a game like this. So the whole thing is coming together beautifully at Liverpool. As City, we're transitioning.
Do you think Arne Slot will have been surprised by quite how straightforward this has been so far?
I think we're doing him a slight disservice if we think so straightforward backs. I think there's still been a lot of work going on behind the scenes. I don't think you can walk into a football club. As you've just mentioned, Liverpool were 9 points behind Manchester City last season. Yes, they've won the title and they were in the race last year, but they were falling away and we felt like a change needs to come. He's come into the football club. He's added something where he's made this team slightly more adaptable, and they can look at the opposition and look to nullify your strengths. And they don't feel they're that big that they don't have to do that. They're prepared to do that on days like today. They dominated the game without having the ball, which is one of the most difficult things for a football club to do. So, huge credit to Arne Slot. I don't think it's as easy as just saying, oh, well, I went into Klopp's dressing room and made a few people happy. Tactically, he's got things right, and he's got a team now who can win in many different ways. It's not heavy metal football, but he's still as impressive.
Yeah, he just makes it look so easy, doesn't he? John Champion mentioned the baton passing maybe today from Manchester City to Liverpool. How permanent an exchange do you think that might be?
It could be. It could be quite permanent, given what we've just talked about in terms of Richard Hughes, the director of football, and a manager. It looks like he's the next special one in some ways. You know, the guy that was tipped to go to different clubs in the Premier League. We know that. The owners of other clubs were looking at Arne Slot. Liverpool went with him. And the age profile of the team looks pretty good. Their young players have come in. They must have a lot of money. They must have a lot of money stashed by Liverpool, because, like I said, they haven't spent much over the last 12 months. And the contract situations are a bit concerning, particularly, I think Trent's probably going to leave. I think Real Madrid is a very appealing prospect for him. And Van Dijk and Salah is the big question marks in terms of how permanent, because that is going to have an impact about how they do next year, Rob, isn't it? In terms of which one of those, if not both of them, they can keep.
You agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. You know, one end of the pitch, the other. I saw Van Dijk today, and we have an ISO camera where we just stay with a certain player. There were times he was so encouraging of his teammates. He was making sure people did their jobs. His defensive situations were so good. As a captain of Liverpool, and they've had some brilliant captains down the year, He's up there with some of the very best. And on a day when it needed leadership and it needed players to make sure they were doing the job, he was right on the money. And he's going to be so important. And I just get the sense that he'll be there next season.
Mo Salah.
Yeah.
How good are we talking in the grand scheme of things when you start looking and comparing to others?
Well, he's right up there, isn't he? He's right up there in terms of being a regular goal scorer. Goal scoring is the hardest thing. And the numbers that he's getting is phenomenal. And from a wide position, Rob talked about it earlier on, it is the Salah position. The scoring winger now is and it's been a big deal for a while, to be fair, and particularly in Spain, you know, when you think about Messi and Ronaldo. But Mo Salah, like in terms of Premier League legends, Rob, is right up there.
And just finally, Bex, for me, on the day, almost a little bit of a sad day for an end of an era, and you saw like Kevin De Bruyne today, who couldn't really influence the game, maybe not 100% fit and not right. But, you know, we've had this great City team and some great players, none better than Kevin De Bruyne, and it was kind of sad when he came off today, because we've seen some of the great things he's done over the years.
It's himself, hasn't he? I think, Daniel, one of the features, it feels like, of this run towards the title for Liverpool is how they have managed to keep stress away, to keep nerves completely out of the picture. It looks so effortless at times today.
I think that the calmness of the manager and the experience of the spine of the team, the experienced players that they've got in Alisson, Verge, Mo, who have been many times. Obviously, they've failed at times coming here as well. And throughout the season, you know, I think they've performed unbelievable. They've been consistent. And I think that's not a trait that is respected a lot of the time, because I think sometimes, you know, when you're talking about the best players in teams, sometimes they're top, sometimes they're not. But when you're looking at the big names for Liverpool, the goalkeeper when he's been playing, Verge has been a revelation this season, and Mo's numbers, I mean, he's on a record pace right now. So you have to say to them that even though the players are older, it seems as if they're like fine wine, baby. They're just getting better as time goes on. So give them a lot of credit. And the manager, what he's done to come into the squad, into the club, and get the squad to play his style and almost take on his personality in terms of how calm they are in games. They seem to stick to his game plan quite often. Today, the tactics were different. But again, they come out here, they do whatever they need to do. And as you said, they adapt. So I'm really impressed.
Spearheaded by a sensational season from Mo Salah, as Patrick was alluding to in the questions, and we'll come on to talk about just what an extraordinary year it's been for Mo Salah. But there it is again, and Liverpool fans are not going to tire of seeing their team 11 points out in front, and with a vastly superior goal difference as well, 10 better than Arsenal, their nearest challenger right now. Of course, we're beaten at home by West Ham yesterday to really put this on Liverpool's plate. Only 3 times in Premier League history has a lead that big or greater been overturned. The most recent, 97-98. Micah, can you build a case? Can you build a case for something extraordinary happening here from someone else to come from the pack?
No, I think if Arsenal had a fully fit squad, maybe. But no Saka, losing Havertz. I mean, I just don't have anyone at top. I think if you look at Arsenal probably kicking himself in January, that they didn't bring anyone in. Of course, you don't know you're going to get injuries. But I just think this Liverpool team can adapt. They've played the heavy metal football and then they go back to playing a low block and then can counter-attack. I think everything about this team is just sensational. It's finding a way to win. And at times I've watched Liverpool this season, I don't think they've been scintillating. I don't, but I think they've managed their moments really well. Daniel talked about the key players in the team. The spine is incredibly good and they hardly get injured. That is a main factor. Jamie talked about Liverpool before and Van Dijk, that season when they didn't compete, he was injured. But when you've got someone like that at the back, it makes a massive... The confidence oozing out of him, and we'll talk about Mo Salah a bit later.
You know, the star men turn up every week.
Correct.
The star men turn up every week. That's what you need, and you obviously need a helping hand along the way. But the only thing we keep saying, we're looking at Arsenal and go, Arsenal need to do better, but you need other teams to do better. You can't just keep looking at Arsenal to be them challengers. They've obviously come up short and maybe again missing that striker. But it's up to the other teams and some of the other top teams to start competing. I know we've been critical of Arsenal for slacking off recently. But you need 1 or 2 other teams to compete as well. It can't be just on Arsenal.
Daniel mentioned the word legacy when we were talking earlier about Mo Salah. But do you think there could be a theory that some of these senior players in this Liverpool dressing room, the likes of Alisson, Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, would want more than one league title to show for their efforts at Liverpool.
I've said this for the last few years. What Liverpool have done, or the quality players that they've got, and how good a team they've been, they haven't won enough. And I'm not criticising them really. It's just the competition's been so strong. And you look at Manchester City, arguably, 4 titles in a row, winning a treble, a domestic treble as well. Arguably the greatest sort of Premier League team we've seen, or certainly era, is Pep Guardiola, and that's what this Liverpool team have come up against. And when you actually look at what they've won, it isn't enough, or maybe you could frame it a different way. They probably deserved a little bit more. I mean, they've lost, I think, at least 2 Champions League finals, lost the Premier League on the last day of the season twice as well, with sort of record numbers in terms of points. So, yeah, I think what Mo Salah said there as well, legacy-wise in terms of winning things, because you've got to think of the club that you play for. This is a club who's got as good a history as probably any club in world football. So
feels, Mo, like not just a really significant day, but a really significant weekend. How big a result do you think that is?
It's incredible. It's a very hard place to come and play here. Tough team. They have an incredible manager. They dominate the game. I think they can dominate any game here. But I'm glad in the end we managed to win the game.
How did you do it, Dom? Particularly interested actually in your role, because it looked like yourself and Curtis Jones almost like both false 9s or both as 10s.
No, that was the plan. We played with 2 10s. Yeah, as Mo said, they managed the game almost 90%. So, but at the end, the result is for us, and we are happy to take the 3 points home.
Even though they dominated a lot of the ball, did you kind of feel in control of it? Did you feel sort of fairly safe, like you were managing them pretty well?
Well, we were defending on our probably 30 meters from our goal. But yeah, we just gave everything. We knew that's going to happen, and yeah, it's part of the game. Sometimes you don't have always the ball, especially against City away. So yeah, but yeah, as I said, happy to take the 3 points.
So Mo, they've caused you a lot of pain over the years, and to be fair, you've caused them some as well. But what does it mean to come here and win?
It's special, to be fair, especially when you're running to the title race. It's incredible. They won like 4 in a row now. It's an incredible team. But hopefully we just keep calm, because sometimes the pressure get into us. So hopefully we just keep calm and just play our game and try to win each game.
Is that key, Dom, that you stay calm now? You heard the fans at the end singing, we're going to win the league. I can tell you that us in the media are going to get a bit giddy. You guys have got to go out and win, what, 7, 8, 9 more games. So you're the ones that have to stay cool.
I didn't hear it. I was so tired. So
you are exhausted, aren't you?
No, we have to keep going. It's gonna be a tough game home against Newcastle, and then yeah, as you said, 11 more games to go. It's never end. So we have to keep calm. We have to keep going. We have to take the games by game, and yeah. At the end, hopefully, we're going to be on the top.
Just tell us about your contribution today. I'd say you're one of the unsung heroes of this team, but a really nicely weighted flick to make the corner routine happen, and then a goal of your own as well.
No, he just said it was not the best assist. I gave it to him.
What?
The ball was not supposed to come in that area.
Oh, well, I mean...
No, I'm kidding.
No, yeah. Yeah, we practiced it yesterday, and... yeah, hopefully we can do it even more times. Finally, he could also find me, because that happened all the time. But yeah, I'm happy to score also and give him an assist.
Yeah, he's having a little dig back there, Mo, isn't he?
He's still a kid, so I wouldn't give him back, so it's fine.
Do you know what? I've run out of questions for you, really. But you're now at 30 goals for the season, all competitions, 5th time in 8 seasons. Are you better than ever?
I don't know. It's opinion. Maybe people prefer my first season. People prefer now, but I think I prefer now because it's just winning the league, you doing your best, and helping the team, helping young players as well. It's incredible. Yeah, probably this year. Yeah.
Do you need another title? And does it feel close now?
I wouldn't say it feels close. It's just like we need another title for sure. Me and the big guys here in the team, we need another title. But yeah, we'll give it our best and we'll give it a good shot, and we'll see.
Well done today. Player of the match amid some controversy and a slightly angry some other slide. Mo Salah.
Again, thank you. Thank you.
But he's
human, if you like, in the situation when you're going for a title, and you've got a gap like they have, and you can look at it tonight and think, wow, 11 points, or do you not look at it and don't think like that?
Well,
unfortunately, I never had an 11-point gap when I won any of mine. But in regards to the focus, you just have to do your job. And like Mo was saying there, as long as you're doing that and focus on the next game and not get carried away and drawn on to what could be this season in terms of the league, the Champions League, the League Cup. You just have to focus on individual games. Like Mo said, it doesn't sound glamorous, but it's what's got them this far. So I'm sure that is the comments. And
there's no time to even think about it. You know, the home today, preparation for Wednesday. You know, they'll be in. They're not having any days off where they can go out and think about things. They're in tomorrow. They're recovering, and then they're at Anfield. Well, thankfully, they're at Anfield. They don't have to travel, and they're playing a team who played earlier today in Newcastle, and their form's better, and they're at home. So the crowds will be more excited now every time they play, particularly at Anfield. So that has to just take care of itself, really. The PSG game's next week, and then there's an international break in a couple of weeks. That's when you hopefully, if you're not gone on international duty, the manager will say, right, here's a few days off. Get yourself to a beach or get yourself somewhere where you can have some downtime and recover.
And I think individually, you'd be lying if you didn't say you thought about the points gap and thought about winning the league. And, you know, when you're driving into training, your mind's wandering and you're thinking, right, if we beat them, we only need this. You do think about it in your own time, but you never discuss it amongst the lads. When you're in the dressing room, you don't say, hey, lads, we only need X amount of wins and things like that. That's almost, put to the side. But I think when you're in your own time, then you do think about it, isn't it?
The fans are, aren't they? The fans are singing it today, loud and proud, weren't they? And they feel that this weekend, even though we're still in February, this weekend is like the pivotal weekend. Arsenal lost, Forest have lost, you know, the top second, third and fourth all lost, and Liverpool have won. So the fact that they're 11 games in now to go and 11 points clear, everybody will be starting to think about it now, definitely.
Well, when you look at the fixtures, the figures of history, you can see why Liverpool fans are seeing it, because when you look at this type of lead, at this type of stage of the season, after 27 games, there you go, 11 points or more, and each and every one of those teams have gone on to be champions.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a catastrophic end to the season for Liverpool if obviously they don't go on to collect it now. And Macca's right, this has been a huge pivotal weekend, but it wasn't meant to be in many ways, was it? You know, it's almost like Liverpool.
Well, Arsenal were hoping it was the other way around.
Exactly, Liverpool had the hard one. You know, that they had the hardest game. So you were thinking, as a Liverpool fan, I'm sure all Liverpool fans were thinking, if we can just keep them at arm's distance, we can match Arsenal's result, let's say, it would have been an amazing weekend. But to reverse it and to go 3 points further clear is magical. And as you say, look at that. I mean,
it's the team's chasing as well, Mo, isn't it? The team's chasing Liverpool and not playing well.
There's no form behind them.
There's no one coming on a mad charge who are playing well, who are full of confidence. Everybody's losing games. Everybody's losing and allowing Liverpool to just go further and further clear. So when Liverpool draw a game and have a blip, someone loses. You know, so no one's getting any closer to them first. It could have been 5 points. In 24 hours, it's now 11. So, you know, you just feel as if the teams below are going to keep on dropping points.
Yeah, remarkably, all of the rest of the top four lost this weekend, but Liverpool didn't. Curtis Jones, who's waiting to speak to us live at the Etihad Stadium. Macca is very excited here, Curtis. Well, you can see the big smile. Well done. How good does that feel to go to the Etihad, the home of the champions, and win like that?
Feels amazing, yeah, as everybody knows, you know, we've always came here, it's always been hard, and today was again, you know, it was a hard game, but yeah, we came out on top, so I'm happy with that.
And the way you got those goals in the first half?
Yeah, we always knew it was going to be a hard game, and just going to have all the ball, but our plan was, you know, it was all about here. Of course, it was going to be hard, but any chance that we get, you know, we have to go and break, and we have to go and score. That's what we've done.
Curtis, well played today. Just looking at that first goal, we were sort of discussing, was it you that was supposed to be on the end of that, or was it always meant for Mo Salah? We just heard an interview between Dominic Szoboszlai and Mo Salah, and they were joking whether it wasn't planned quite like that.
Nah, it was planned like that, but in training is like we basically done the same thing, but then Mo's touch was bad. So then it fell into me at the edge, and then I scored. So then I was telling Mo, I was like, Mo, look, just do the exact same thing. But yeah, I mean, fell to him there and he went and scored. So I'm happy. That's fine.
Brilliant.
And Curtis, it's Macca. So unfortunate for your goal. Did you have a feeling that Dominic may have been offside?
Yeah, just that's why I weren't really going mad, or you didn't see a knee slide, anything like that. I was half just calm. But yeah, it's one of them things. You know, it's important that it's all about the team. Yeah, it would have been nice if I had the goal, but it's fine. We still won.
Oh, you still made the run, mate. It was a great run. So you know you were there just in case.
Because I'm playing as a 9. That's what I do.
Exactly. You're like the under-18s and the 21s. You're goal scoring now. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think so, but at the same time, you know, I'd like to score even more and assist even more. But you know, it's one of them games that I didn't really have the ball a load, so it was more about I had to press right, I had to get back and help, and if I had the chance to score a goal, you know, I knew I was always going to be there at the end of it, and yeah, that's what I tried. But unfortunately, it was offside. But again, as I said, the important thing is that we came away with a huge win.
Curtis, when Liverpool won the Premier League title, I think you were involved 6 times that season. You were in and around the squad that was successful. This time you're a far more integral player. Did you get that similar feeling? Different manager, same dressing room?
Yeah, I mean, the feeling that is all the same. But on the personal point, yeah, I'm just happy that I've helped more. Of course, you know, I'm a lad who wants to be involved in all sorts. You know, I want to help with goals, I want to help with assists, I want to play all the games. You know, it's the cup games, the Champions League games. You know, it's the Prem game as well. And the first time that we won, of course, you know, I was glad, but I didn't feel that I played a huge part. Now, you know, I'm involved even more. I'm playing more games. You know, I've helped with goals and assists, so that's the important thing, I think.
Curtis, it's Julian. I see you obviously enjoying your football this season. What's been the biggest factor for that change in previous years?
I think the biggest thing is trust. You know, trust. You see the games here that you know that I've played. I don't play as a 9, but he's used me there as a 9 ball, a 9.5, a 10 kinda. Yeah, and that just shows the trust. He sees me train every day. You know, of course, fans always want all the goals and all the assists, but unfortunately, I'm around lads who take all the goals and the assists, which is fine as well. But you know, I'm a big part of the team. You know, helping in different ways. You know, I'm comfy on the ball. That's being a big finger man. So it's about just using that in the right way, and then having the trust of the manager and the rest, and then the rest of his staff, and of course then the lads as well around. You know, they speak to me now as being more of a man and not a kid around the team. So yeah, as I said there, I think it's all about the trust.
And just finally, Curtis, what a weekend. Arsenal losing yesterday, you winning at the Etihad today, and you're finishing at 11 points clear at the top of the table.
Yeah, it's a great week, but it's just these games as it comes. We just have to win all of our games, and then we'll be fine. If teams around us drop points and lose games and draw, then that's with them. But our thought and our mind is just win every single game. We go out there, we run. We don't think, oh yeah, we've kind of got games spared, and we've got points to play with. It's never that. It's just each game as it comes. We just take care of it. That is hold the team. At the end of the game, there, Virgil just spoke as well and just basically said the same thing. It's just each game as it comes, and just make sure that we win all of our games. Then we'll be fine. So every game as it comes, and you'll see at the end of the season.
Certainly will.
Liverpool 2-0 up here at the home of the champions and in control. One thing, though, they haven't been top of the class at this season. Perhaps it's something they haven't really prioritised. In fact, they've been bottom of the class when it comes to set-piece goals. That changed today, Jamie, with a really smart routine.
It was really good, and what always happens on a corner or a set-piece like this is it's the first one. Great ball in, but Szoboszlai's touch is absolutely out of this world. But just watch Andy Robertson as well as in that front space. Blocks the front man. I think it's Phil Foden. It allows Szoboszlai to get in front, but that pass is absolutely fantastic. The weight on it is perfect.
Yeah, I agree, Jamie. But if you look at it from this angle here, Szoboszlai just pretending he's not involved, like he's just on a poach, and then he goes. And then just look at the movement of Salah, just to get on into that area where he can get a shot on goal. It was really well worked. And then just last bit here, I mean, you put it all together, you see Robertson there, and then you see Szoboszlai go, holding all in the box, and then a lovely finish from Salah.
Deflection just takes it beyond the reach of Edison. Have they been ruthless, Liverpool, Daniel?
They have when they've had their moments. City have been, quite dominant in terms of the possession and prying. But when Liverpool have got themselves in threatening actions, they have been lethal. You see the run of Szoboszlai in behind. Of course, that pass wasn't for him in the end. But he's just limbering there, waiting for you see the first touch here. And these are the areas you want to see him in, and you want to see him take the onus upon himself to say, I'm going to shoot here.
Do you think at times he's reluctant to shoot, Daniel?
I think he's reluctant to shoot.
Just clearing up, that is Szoboszlai in an offside position, but deemed not to be interfering at this point.
Yes, indeed. And these are the areas you want to see him in. We talked about goals and assists. I talked about goals and assists before the game. He's got an assist and he's got himself a goal with his left foot. He likes his left foot to score, to shoot. I think the game against Forest, I watched him. I don't know if it was Forest, but he scored a left-footed shot at the edge of the box in that goal, in that game. And you see it here again, top draw.
Just think the defending there, Roy, maybe Kusanov could
Yeah,
get a bit closer.
Again, just little details just off a brilliant strike on target, and Liverpool have been excellent. You're looking at the champions there. It's been a great weekend for them so far. They just can't relax now. Get the job done. I love watching the brutality of top-level sport. Man City have been fantastic the last years, absolutely amazing. But you're looking at Liverpool now, the new champions there we're watching. They've been so efficient, and there's more goals in them. They've won the most games, they've scored the most goals. It's been enjoyable to watch. They just got to make City suffer now.
They might well do that in the second half. It's a patched-up Manchester City in truth, isn't it? The champions...
Totally free is remarkable.
Another away goal. Look at that. He's already equalled the most away records in a Premier League season with Keane and Phillips, and he's still got games to play. What are you screwing your face with? Do you know how many you got in it? What was your record?
Not at all.
No? 10.
All right. Good guess. But he's won a Ballon d'Or, though.
Yeah. Well, Mo might be equal with Armo by the end of the season on that. And then he assists. He likes his assists as well these days. He assisted Szoboszlai.
Yeah. This class as an assist, I guess, doesn't it? I mean, it's a great run. He times it really well. And then he picks the pass well at the right time. And, of course, Curtis Jones runs into an offside position, and as soon as it went in, I thought, is he blocking the sight there of the goalkeeper? But we see from various different angles that he's not, and VAR right to have a look at it and right to give it. Szoboszlai does well, left foot touch, opens across his body, hits it through the legs of a Man City defender. But you can see here, the goalkeeper's got a clear view at it.
He does well, doesn't he, Szoboszlai, to actually leave the first pass, because he was offside, but he leaves it for Salah. Takes his time, comes round the back, is free, and then goes back across the goalkeeper. It was a really nice finish.
They've been clinical in those situations, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. I think the efficiency I spoke about Man City needing, Liverpool have displayed that, so they haven't got many opportunities, but every time they've gone forward, they look so efficient and look like they could score, so it's a not very uphill battle for Man City now.
Can they come back into it, though, if they score next?
Well, the only possibility for me is if they get the ball to Doku. I think he's been the only shining light for Man City. I think he's caused Trent a lot of problems in the first half, and then for some reason halfway through the half, it felt like they were trying to find another solution where keep giving him the ball. He's going past him down the line, but just make sure you're getting numbers in the box.